welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm starting an audio series called Crossroads, and this is going to be the first audio in the series. I welcome you here as always, and I know many of you are having a hard time at the moment. Some of you not so much, but some of you are having a difficult time. And what I want to do with this Crossroads series is I want to talk about, and I'm making them audio on purpose so that I can really, hit home and you can hear my voice rather than, any distraction. So I'm doing an audio series on purpose. So if you're looking for the video or think something's wrong with your with your laptop or your phone, this is just an audio channeling or audio series for you. And Crossroads is going to be all about, we're going to be talking all about the duality of third dimension versus, what goes on in 5D and also third dimensional consciousness. We're going to talk a lot about the crossroads, the confusion, the cross wire, the, craziness of the twin flame journey, because as we think about it more and more, it can actually make it really difficult. So today's topic is going to be all about separation and when and what to do during separation. So I'm going to confuse you first of all. All right, I'm going to confuse everyone just for a minute. So I want you to understand that your soul is in fifth dimensional consciousness and above. Okay, so your soul is not in third dimensional consciousness. Your mind and your ego are in, perhaps when you get into your mind and ego, your vibration lowers and you come back down into that lower vibration, into that consciousness, into that flow or that stream of consciousness. Some of the emotions you might feel when in that consciousness might be anger or sadness or madness, insanity. Name your emotion. Name your emotion. Pick that emotion. Anything that's not balanced. Or kind of, and not that we're judging, happy and sad and the duality of emotion. We're not doing that. But what I want you to understand is that when you are in a lower vibration, you're going to experience a lower vibration of consciousness. You're going to experience a myriad of different emotions that will not be congruent with who you are as a soul. Okay, so we've got the definition of fifth dimensional consciousness. That's a place of balance, a place of humility, a place of kindness, a place of love. Okay, and of course you can go higher than fifth dimensional consciousness as you awaken further. And then we have third dimensional consciousness, which we explained as being those lower vibrational emotions where, maybe your chakras feel like they're all out of whack. Maybe you feel angry, at yourself, at others. Maybe you feel grumpy. Maybe you feel pissed off. There's a whole myriad of emotions. You could have jealousy. You could have hatred. There's a whole lot of different emotions that will be tugging at you like a yo-yo in third dimensional consciousness. And then smack right bang in the middle of this, which is happening all the time, is our human reality, our third dimensional reality, as in our bodies reside in the third dimensional plane. Okay? So are you confused yet? I hope not. I hope not. You can rewind it and listen again if you need to. And that sounded very 80s, didn't it? You can rewind that VHS tape or that beta tape before you take it back to the store, before you take it back to the video store. For all of those young people out there, we used to actually have to go and, to the store to get videos and DVDs, or videos before DVDs. That's funny. Anyway, that's a flashback, a Mercury retrograde flashback, just for all of you young people there. You didn't know that you had to actually go into your car and go and drive and go and hire a movie. It wasn't all online. There was no such thing as all online back in the 80s. So anyway, let's get into this now. So many of you are dealing with a masculine who is in third dimensional consciousness most of the time. They may say they're spiritual, they may say that they're a wizard, they may they're like from Harry Potter, hey Harry, I'm a wizard, or whatever it is. There's a funny meme about that where I think they've got Hagrid going, you're a wizard, Harry, you're a wizard. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. We won't go there today. But what's going on is many of you are dealing with a divine masculine in third dimensional consciousness, which means they're experiencing the ups and the downs and the lefts and the rights and the ins and the outs and the depression and the sadness and the loneliness and the fear of love and all of those yucky things. And you're the divine feminine trying to stay high vibrational within the soul consciousness or the soul space of fifth dimensional consciousness and above. So as a comparison, they say that Jesus and many of the ascended masters were vibrating at a consciousness of eighth dimensional consciousness or higher. So what's going on is that many of you are trying to communicate with your divine masculine in the third dimensional reality, actually via text or via phone or via driving past their house and stalking them. That was a joke, right? But you're trying to do this from a loving space, from a heart-based place, from the soul. And what's going on is that there's a cross wire here because they're in a different flow from you. They are not high vibrational enough to see the love. And if they do see the love, what can happen is that they get very, very afraid of it. Because in the third dimensional consciousness, mind space, everything is a chore, right? Do I really want to get up in the morning? Yes or no? I don't know. Do I really want to find love? I don't know. They're kind of like blasé about everything. Many of your divine masculines and your feminines, depending on what you resonate with today, but many of them are stuck in a 3D reality where they are living mostly in third dimensional consciousness, which means they have disappointments, which means they are perhaps selfish, thinking about mostly themselves, maybe just getting through the day. Maybe they're using some kind of drug, maybe they're going to alcohol to cope, maybe they're using food as a crutch, maybe they're using some kind of addiction like pornography, which in small amounts can be good for your health. Don't send me emails about that quote. Everything in moderation, people, right? So what's going on is, imagine that you're trying to contact someone. I don't know, let's say you're an orangutan in Guatemala and all you have is a banana phone. A banana phone, and that can be the divine masculine, can be the orangutan on his banana phone. And he's going, ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Should we do that noise again? Because it makes us laugh. All right, ready? Everyone together, ready? Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, so he's trying to have a conversation in his third dimensional consciousness that says ooh, 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 ah, 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 isn't he? And then we have the divine feminine, and she's being as high vibrational as possible despite any retrogrades that may or may not be occurring. And she's got this wonderful language of love, which sounds like a harp, right? It sounds like an angelic beam of light streaming forth from her lips. And the monkey, or the orangutan, he's an orangutan, not a monkey, right? The divine masculine is going, he's listening to it. He's listening to that text message or that voice message or that whatever you may have sent him, and he's going, ooh, 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 ah, 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 right? And he's going, I don't understand this. This is not my language. This is not my language. I'm on the banana phone, and although I'm mesmerized and taken by this beautiful goddess, divine feminine, I really don't understand. So you can see how we've got a crossroads here. We've got an issue where the divine masculine, even though he might be awakening, he might be stepping through, trying to cross over, he needs to see the divine feminine acting in a way that is goddess-like, that is angelic, that is balanced, that is amazing. Because as a primate, as an orangutan, he's going to need to learn from someone how on earth he's going to go from using that banana phone to the technology that we have these days. And of course, the divine feminine is leading by example here. The divine feminine quite often gets that role of leadership in the twin flame journey. So she leads in the fifth dimensional consciousness and above. I know some of you are resonating at a higher frequency than that. And then, he's going to finally learn and be guided to spiritually transform himself in time. Okay, so many of you are saying, you know, I sent my DM, my orangutan, call him what you will, you might have another name for him. I sent my DM a message. I sent my DM a video. I sent my DM a voicemail, and I got nothing back. And he blocked me, you know, he's completely ghosted me. Now, why does this happen? As you remain in the higher flow, I want you to imagine the undercurrent of the ocean. All right, so your divine masculine is in that undercurrent of the ocean. Now, he can't necessarily see the top. He can't necessarily see that the sea is going to, that there's a sky above the ocean, okay? Now, as you're vibrating in a higher consciousness, or trying to be, maybe you come down and up and down and up and down, but as you're trying to stay in your own higher vibrational consciousness, he can see your legs, right? He can see your legs kicking, because that's pretty much what it feels like to be a divine feminine. You're kicking in the water and your head's just above, usually just above the surface, and you're trying to be high vibrational, you know, going out into nature, doing the yoga, doing the prayers, doing the whatever you're doing, putting your crystals out and under the moon, whatever you're doing to be more high vibrational, being kind to people, trying to be kind to people, trying to be loving. And he can see your legs kicking, okay? He can only see your legs kicking, and he can't see the beautiful sunshine on the top of the ocean like you can. You know that mood divine feminine can get in, where she's all, oh my goodness, I'm going out in the sunshine today, and I'm going to read that favorite book, and then I'm going to go to work, and everyone's going to be amazing, and I'm going to spend time with my kids, or I'm going to go for that drive, or I'm going to, you know, that wonderful mode of being in a high vibration, which often occurs sporadically for the divine feminine. She's trying to remain it there. And then she might send, right? Then she's going to send this beautiful message to the divine masculine. She's going to say, la 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 la, right? That's what it's going to sound like to the orangutan divine masculine, right? And he's going to be listening to it, and he's going to be semi-understanding it, because of course, as you know, as orangutans get through life, they evolve, don't they? So he's going to understand a little bit of her message. So he's going to go ooga booga, right? As he morphs into a more understanding orangutan. And so he might even reply. He might even reply and say ooga booga, right? And the divine feminine's going to be really curious as to what this means, because she is literally living in a different dimension of consciousness, all right? So there's going to be this weirdness going on between the twins, especially if there is a consciousness crossroad or cross wire here. So from now on, as you go through your twin flame journey, you're going to see little glimmers of your divine masculine going from an orangutan into something, I don't know, maybe he turns into a caveman eventually. And he gets better and better. For some of you, your divine masculines are already vibrating at a consciousness that is of much more understanding, spiritually speaking. But the divine feminine has to lead this. And the reason she has to lead this is because she's the one that's already worked out that, you know, oh, OMG, we're twin flames. And OMG, how do I get my twin flame to come to me? You lead by example. All right, so this is a huge issue that happens in the twin flame journey, is that sometimes, you know, you'll go through that bliss stage, everything will be amazing. Your divine masculine seems to be vibrating at a really high level of consciousness, and then he'll fall back into the third dimensional consciousness, and it'll be as if you're speaking to a primate when you try and have conversations. They'll either ignore you, or they'll, I don't know, give you minimal effort. You know, if you imagine you had an orangutan for a boyfriend, just imagine, right? You hand them a banana and they run off into the jungle and they go and eat the banana, right? That's your text message. They go and eat it, right? And then you don't know if they're coming back or not, but when they get hungry, they will. All right, so this is a metaphor for your twin flame journey. As I know many of you are vibrating at a really high level. Some of you are dancing a little bit. You've got one toe in third dimensional consciousness when you get pissed off and when you get angry, when you get sad and when you get mad. You've got that toe dipping in and you have a little hissy fit when things don't go right. And others of you have managed to come out of that and go a little bit higher into the vibration of fifth dimensional consciousness. And this isn't a judgment at all. I mean, we all fall down. We all fall from the tree of what's the word I want to use, of evolution, let's say. So what happens sometimes is, when you meet your divine masculine, you generally are vibrating at a high level of consciousness because, I don't know, maybe you were on a page and you were seeking answers and you met them or something like that. You know, on social media it was like a serendipitous thing, or they were a high school sweetheart or whatever it is. And it's just, you know, this beautiful thing, and you were in your joy. You were in that space of being happy, and so were they. So you're both in the soul space. And then what happens is, because the soul space is really hard to stay in that place all the time, because we live in a dense matter-filled reality, it's sometimes easier to go back into old habits. You know that saying, old habits die hard. It's much easier to, I don't know, smoke those cigarettes when we're stressed, or eat that chocolate bar, or, you know, do those things that really aren't good for us when we're feeling stressed. And so what people don't realize is that whatever you do to your body and to your mind, remember your mind also is an energy center. Whatever you're putting into your body and into your mind is energy. So if you're going to have that soda has an energy vibration that's very low vibrational, full of chemicals, full of sugar, full of caffeine, full of stuff that's not so great for you. So it's going to make you feel not so great. The same would happen if we're talking about someone who's addicted to alcohol. Alcohol is very, very toxic to the body. So what we have to understand is that we're trying to evolve here. We're trying to understand that not only are we spiritual beings, but we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And what we put into our bodies, including TV programs, including the people who we spend time with, that's all affecting our energy all of the time. Everything has a vibration. So if you're wanting your divine masculine to come out of separation and into communication with you, you need to continue to vibrate higher. And because he is attached to you by his orangutan banana phone, eventually what do orangutans do if they are in a place where they can learn? They will follow. Now, even if you're in complete separation from your divine masculine, because you have the same soul blueprint, they're going to feel guided to change. Now, you know, you might think that they've got a drug habit or that some other abusive, addictive scenarios going on, and you might not know what they're going to change. But as you change, you're kind of tugging on their banana phone, and they might realize that, oh, hang on a minute, there's a Nokia phone right next to my banana phone, or a Samsung, or a, I don't know, maybe they don't evolutionize, I don't know if that's a word, maybe they don't evolutionize that quickly, but all of a sudden they're going to put the banana phone and start using the walkie-talkie, maybe, and realize that, oh, the walkie-talkie goes, shh, and then I push this button and it goes, that sounded more like an elephant, right? So they're going to learn from you. And even if you're in complete separation from them, even if you're only communicating with them in fifth dimensional consciousness or in the ethereal plane, that doesn't matter, because this twin flame journey is all about energy. It's all about vibration. It's all about you taking care of you, which means the divine masculine will then be guided to take care of himself. And then this might turn into, hello, Jacinta. I was misunderstanding you before, but now, I understand what you mean, right? So then all of a sudden we're going to have congruence. And this is what in the spiritual community we would call a shift. Okay, so as you work on yourself with self-love, as you take care of your mind, your body, and your soul, all three of them are important. As you realize that you are a being that is made up of body, mind, and soul, your divine masculine is going to be guided to also realize that there's more to himself. But he lags behind. He lags behind. And in many cases, he's afraid of the love. Okay? If you walk over to a wild orangutan and hand them a banana, they may very well run away with the banana into the jungle. But if you make any sudden movements around them, they'll either fight or flight, which is often the case with the divine masculine. So I really like using this as a metaphor, as the divine masculine being an orangutan. And for those divine masculines listening today, I mean absolutely no disrespect to you, but I don't get that many divine masculines listening. Some I do, but usually they're more spiritually evolved, so they'll see the fun in what I'm saying. But I'm using this as a metaphor so that you can understand the consciousness of both divine feminine and divine masculine, and that we can lose our vibration. Our high vibration can come back down again when you're in those lower emotions of jealousy, of anger, of sadness, of grief, of all of those things. You're coming down into a lower consciousness, and this is a flow of energy. This is a flow of energy. Have you ever wondered why certain cultures stick together, certain birds stick together? You know that saying, birds of a feather flock together. It's because they're vibrating at the same consciousness level. Okay? So we have groups within society that vibrate at certain levels of consciousness. And this is why it's really important to keep, as a twin flame, to keep your vibration as high as you can. And any lower vibrational emotions that come to you, you let them flow through you. Be like a jellyfish. Okay, be like a jellyfish. Don't get upset with the people around you. You know, many of them are unawakened. Many of them don't understand. And that includes your divine masculine. If he's acting in a certain way, if he's ghosted you, if he's blocked you, if he's, not talking to you right now, or talking to you in snippets right now, it's because he's going through the density of the lower consciousness. And as you know, many of you know, we're going through a great awakening at the moment. And so the consciousness of the planet is raising, but there's a lot of things that have got to fall away for people. So anything you can do, divine feminine, to help this, including, getting rid of people, places and situations that no longer serve you, or avoiding situations that make you feel uncomfortable, that's going to be good for you. Have you still got friends that are doing the wrong thing? Are you hanging around with lower vibrational people? And if so, why? Why would you do that to your own self? You'll be guided as you go on the twin flame journey to get rid of people, places and situations that no longer serve you. You'll be guided to choose higher options. If we could go to a restaurant and choose the higher options in the menu, I don't know, it might be French food. Before we used to go to McDonald's, and now we're going for the French food, let's just say, right? So I want you to make decisions that are for your highest self, for your body, for your mind, and for your soul. Okay? And as you do that, miraculously, your divine masculine will also start making higher vibrational decisions. It doesn't automatically happen. We live in a dense matter-filled 3D reality. But all of a sudden, as the orangutan, he was on that banana phone, and he's going to choose a higher consciousness eventually. So that girlfriend that he had, or that mother that was always yelling, or that friend that was always using him, he's going to feel guided to, get rid of those, or shed some of those things, maybe an addiction that he's got or something like that, and choose a higher vibration for himself. But the feminine leads in this. The feminine has the brand new iPhone and she's communicating in some kind of coded light language, and we're kind of waiting for the divine masculine to catch up. And this won't be the case for all of you. Some of you are dealing with a high vibrational divine masculine. Divine masculine resonating at a vibrational consciousness of fifth dimension and above would be called divine masculine. If he's resonating at a third dimensional consciousness, we might call him distorted, because he's got a few distortions in the connection. Do you really receive the right messages when you're using banana as a phone? Maybe not. Okay. So this is kind of how I want you to see it. So if you've sent that beautiful love letter, if you've, tried to get the attention of your masculine and he's completely ignored you or completely ghosted you or hasn't gotten back to you for 21 days or 21 years or however long it is, I want you to understand that he is in the awakening process. A process, an evolution of consciousness is what's going on with him. So as you awaken, you also pull and drag your divine masculine along with you. And of course, we live also in a place of free will. So the divine masculine will feel guided to do certain things. He may fall back again. He may feel guided to do more and then fall back again. And it would be kind of like watching an orangutan learn how to walk as a baby orangutan learning how to walk. And it can be quite frustrating for the divine feminine. And this is why she must focus on her own self in mind, body, and soul. Okay, so I think I've raved on. Remember that song? Rave on, it's a crazy feeling, and I know it's got me reeling, and I'm so glad you're appealing your love to me. And I said, rave on, it's a crazy feeling, and I know it's got me reeling, and I'm so glad you're appealing your love to me. And I could just go on and on forever and ever and ever. And of course, the orangutan divine masculine would never understand a word I'm saying, but eventually he will. So no matter what you're doing today, I wish you a wonderful, beautiful, amazing day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I want you to know that I love you so much. I'm so proud of how far you've come. I'm so proud of what you're doing. If you need to reach out to me, I've got some amazing courses to help you on your twin flame journey. I've got the twin flame system. I'm now offering one-on-one coaching, which means you can talk to me on the phone. Wouldn't that be cool? We can laugh together. Maybe we can sing together. I don't know. Depends. Are you a good singer? Doesn't matter. Karaoke for everyone. And yeah, I've got lots of packages. If you feel like you're being, if there's negative energy around that you want removed, I can do negative energy removal for you. I've got my secret wellness course, which is really amazing. And of course, I've got a how to start your own online business course as well. So have a look in the description box below for some of the services that you might want. You may just want a reading. You might want to purchase a reading for a friend or for a loved one, and it can be a general reading or a soulmate reading or anything you like. It doesn't have to be twin flame related at all. If you've left the twin flame journey, you can still get a normal reading with me. You might just have a crush on that special someone. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone, and stay as high vibrational as possible. And I love you all so much. I'm sending much love from Australia. Have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone. Bye.